So ninth inning, down by a couple, heading into that one, facing one of the best bullpens around. Did you tell your guys anything heading into that inning?
We're talking about game one.
Yeah, game one.
Yeah, game one coming back and making a run at that thing. It was yeah, it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. The boys have great at bats, battle. Um, had a couple big knocks in that inning. Had a couple really good um, sort of two strike at bats that led to a walk. So that was awesome to watch those guys to watch those guys fight and watch those guys battle. And yeah, it's one of the best bullpens in the country. And so I thought our boys did a great job, and we gave ourselves a chance to win that game. It helps when they can bring a kid out of the bullpen. When all of a sudden the winning run's on third and they got a kid out of the bullpen throwing 97 to 100, that makes things a little bit harder with Birdie. But even against Birdie, we had great at bats. I mean, battle. Jake Palomaki had a great at bat against him and didn't get the hit, but that's all you can ask. So that was fun to watch. It was fun to watch those boys do that. You didn't love the result. Didn't like how it turned out. But that was a great baseball game against a really good team.
So game two, John Gorman, he had a great outing last weekend against Florida State. Kind of struggled early on. So what did you see from him in that one?
Yeah, Johnny didn't have his stuff, and it happened pretty quickly. One of the things with Johnny is he's always going to have a longer leash, even when he doesn't have his stuff early on. We saw it against Kansas where he didn't have his stuff early on, gave up a couple early and settled in and was great towards the end. He gave us a chance to win. So, if Johnny doesn't have his stuff early, a lot of times in starts he'll have a longer leash, and that's what we did with him this weekend. And then all of a sudden, a couple quick hits and the game kind of got away from us fairly early. What happened on that one, and so that's going to happen from time to time. It's baseball. Every once in a while you get a bad start, and the thing I loved about it was our reaction. We didn't let that game affect us for Game 3 in the series, which was great.
So Gabriel Hernandez picked up the injury last week, I believe. Was he still out with that this weekend?
Yeah, Gabriel was not available this weekend, dealing with a hamstring. He'll be he's probable for the weekend right now.
Okay. So the infield kind of also shifted this weekend. Was that in response to that injury?
Yeah, one of the things about Mike Strem is he's so versatile. He's an above-average defender at like 6 positions on the field. It's maybe not 6, but 5 anyway. So to take him, he had been playing first base and doing an unbelievable job there. Gabriel goes down, we put him in center field, and it's fun to watch him run around out there and track balls down in the outfield. So Mike, he gives us so much versatility. So with Gabriel going down and the way Jake Palomaki's been playing for us, and then you take Joey Cronin, who's an above-average defensive third baseman, and put him over at first, so it keeps us as a very good defensive infield, and we don't lose a step in the outfield with Mike going out there. So one of the awesome things about this lineup is a bunch of guys with a bunch of versatility. We have a bunch of infielders that can play all over the place. We have some infielders that can play in the outfield. You see with some of our two-way guys, Jeff Murphy, and so we have a bunch of versatility. So Mike Strum going to center field, yeah, that was sort of in response to not having Gabe available, but he did a great job.
So I know Joe Cronin started most of the games last year at shortstop. Did he have experience at first base here or in the past?
No, he has not played a ton of games at first, but Joey Cronin's just a baseball player. He grew up. All he ever wanted to do was do a great job in the classroom and watch him play baseball. It's all he's ever wanted to do, right? So anywhere you put him on the field, he's got such a great baseball sense or baseball IQ that he'll settle right in. So that's why moving him over there. There's a couple things that that he needs to sort of kind of clean up a little bit over there, some footwork stuff, and but when you have a guy who, like you just said, can play shortstop in the ACC, and he's that caliber defender, and and you've got him at first base, then your infield's pretty special.
So was it Jeff Murphy who pitched toward the end of Game 1?
Yeah.
In relief?
Yep, Jeff came in the I think the 7th.
Yeah. So did that kind of outing from him, do you expect to see more of him coming out of the bullpen?
Yeah, he was very good for us. He was commanding his pitches. You know, one of the things about Jeff is, if you get a chance to be around him, he's so competitive that, you know, regardless of the situation, regardless of who he's facing, regardless of what's going on around him, he's just gonna do what he needs to do to execute and attack hitters. And the guys love it. The guys feed off it. You know, he made a couple really good pitches. You know, almost pitched himself into a jam, and then made a couple great pitches to get himself out of it. You know, and came off with some fire, and the boys got excited. And that was part of what, you know, him going out and doing his job on the mound, and it was part of what got our boys kind of fired up to get the bats going a little bit too. So it works both ways. Awesome. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Happy St. Patrick's Day.